Turn me up. This is
coming to you from the heart of the Pacific, brought to you by Paulie by Design.
respected at all times.
Broadcasting from San Francisco, California, the city by the bay.
It's about to go down.
We shine on positive Pacific Islander role models every Sunday.
Party on a Sunday.
From 10 a.m. to noon, it's time for the iconic Faika Podcast with your hosts,
Listening to
Naki and Carl.
What's up, Neki?
What's up?
Episode 58. Well, we got two left for the rest of the year.
I think so.
Two, maybe three. I think two. So season 5, episode 58 of the Faika Podcast. Today we're going to do the check-ins. I watched UFC 269 last night. Pacifica was represented from Hawaii and Samoa.
Awesome.
And I'm wearing my Warrior shirt. Not my Warrior shirt. I stole it from the Moley family. But yeah, the Warriors are on a tear this year. So it's time to represent. And then if we got time, there's some football news. San Francisco, some high schools in San Francisco did
an amazing job.
So if we got time for that, we'll discuss that. That's our show today, episode 58 of season 5. Naki, what's good?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Teresa Madrigal. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Taua Birch, thank you for tuning in on Facebook. It's the weather has been crazy here in the Bay Area. It's freezing, and it's freezing. California freezing.
Yeah, be glad you're not in Kentucky. They had terrible tornadoes out there.
Oh yeah,
last 12 hours,
and they stay there. Mary, good morning, Mary. Good morning, Nakwele Ngasa Rawata.
That's why Naki reads the names.
I love that name. So it's like cold to the Bay Area is like 60, 50 degrees. So
yeah, the rest of the country rolls their eyes when we say we had terrible weather. It's like 45 degrees and
hey, man.
15 below in Wisconsin or something.
Yeah, so my bad. So it was raining this morning. I have Leah, who is Flip It Girl, redid my front yard, and we have lawn. Is it lawn or outdoor furniture? With patio furniture. There you go. And I woke up this morning, it was raining. And the bad thing about it is yesterday it wasn't raining, and I had my youngest take all the furniture and put it out. And then this morning I woke up and it was raining, and I was like, oh no. I was like, who told her to put it outside? I was like, me.
Yesterday.
Sorry. So now I know to check the weather, because our weather is it's hot one day, the next day it's freezing, the day after that it's raining, and so you never know in the month of December what kind of weather you're going to have. So
yeah, there's a whole piece of the country has had their patio furniture packed away for months.
Right.
But here in California, it's a day-to-day thing.
Yeah. So, so this week was crazy. Of course, we're all crazy busy and trying to get around Christmas shopping, which I've done none of, but we got our tree up. We're halfway there. We've got our Christmas tree up, but it's not decorated because the kids are trying to. I have decorated the tree, bought the decorations, and pink. If you don't know, pink is my favorite color.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Who would have known?
Yeah. So pink is good morning, Eva. Eva is on this morning.
Morning. Eva.
Pink is my favorite color. And so we've had pink decorations, pink door, wreath, pink everything. And
as soon as new wardrobe, is there any pink in that? Or
yes.
No, there is.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Of course there is.
So the kids are tired of pink. So they said they're going to decorate the tree, but the ornaments that they wanted, they couldn't find it anywhere. So they had to order it online. And so it's coming in soon. And so they'll decorate the tree. The lights are on the tree, and it actually looks really nice. So I'm looking forward to our Christmas tree being put up. And so last night, I went to my brother cousin, Tino Elisara, his birthday party, which his wife put together at Izzy's Steak Steakhouse.
Where is that?
It's in San Carlos.
Ah,
It was my first time there.
what
and
did you have at Izzy's
I had the
Steakhouse?
steak. I had the steak, and the steak is huge. So of course I didn't eat it all. I didn't eat any actually because
You ate before the food got there and you were full when the food got there.
well they gave
I'm
you.
just guessing.
There was bread, really good bread. Bread, you know how they leave bread on the table. So of course I had the bread and the butter, and then we had calamari, which I love. Okay, and then Caesar salad. So with that, I'm full. And so by the time the meal came, I was like 3 beers in. So then I was really full. And so I had a little bit of the steak, which was delicious. And it had like these cheesy potatoes and a spinach cream kind of thing.
Mm.
So everything was delicious. I got to sit across Amanu Fo and Ryan Anwai. So we had a really good time. I really enjoyed myself last night. We laughed and we talked, and there was no pressure because it wasn't our party, and we got to just catch up. We caught up with Manufo, and we sat with Sanga, who is the new coach for University of San Francisco volleyball.
Nice.
He was formerly the City College of San Francisco's coach, and now he's the state volleyball coach. So I got to I was with like some high pollutant people yesterday.
The who's who of the Bay Area Salmons.
I know. So good morning, Leah Puasa is on. Our Leah.
See you in a while.
Yeah. So I sat next to Sanga, and then across from me was Manufo and Ryan, and then my brother cousin Ed and his wife, and my sister cousin Olonga. So I mean, it was just, and then Tino has a diverse group of friends, which is awesome because lately I've been going to either full on PI parties. So there's
who organized that?
His wife,
okay.
Devin, she did a great job. It was a really good, chill party. So everyone got to walk around. I mean, everyone got to talk and just hang out. It was like, I was so relaxed because I just didn't have to do anything. And Manufo was like, I love this party. You know, Ryan doesn't have to get up and speak on behalf of, so-and-so, because Ryan is a high chief in his family. So we had a really good time. The cheesecake that they served was off the hook. And so Izzy's in San Carlos, if you're ever there, go check it out. I highly, highly recommend it. So it was Tino's birthday, and he had just texted me this morning because I got him a card. I went into the store yesterday and went to go get a card. And Tino is 44. He turned 44. So he's always calling a senior citizen. So I got him a birthday card that said, "Happy birthday, Grandpa." I was dying in the aisles laughing when I got that card. And so he just sent me a screenshot. University of San Francisco, most correcting me. He just sent me a screenshot of his card with the middle finger emoji. I was dying laughing. So he said he opened it up and started cracking up. But I had a really good time. I loved chilling and not having any pressure to do anything and just sit there and eat and drink. So I was like,
sounds like a good time.
It was a good time. So Izzy's steak, I think it's Steakhouse. It was really good, really nice place. So thank you for a great time. I had a great time with Sanga, who I really got to spend, like the last time I seen him was at my daughter's wedding. And I talked to everybody there for like 30 seconds at the most, but I really got to chill. And they were still, not that it was a big number like 50 or 40, but they realized that tomorrow is not promised. And so they really wanted to make a point to sit down with the people that they talked to and that,
I love that
they had a relationship with, and just thank them for being, it was really nice. Devin, his wife, got up and spoke about, thank you for being in our life. Thank you for making my husband a better man, and which gets him to, he brings all that goodness home to her and the kids. So it was really nice. I had a really good time. So I enjoyed myself. I really got to chill and just be me.
It's really a good example of it's
Right.
got to be intentional.
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't send that out,
Yes.
if Devin doesn't say, "Hey, I'm going to do this,"
Right.
those kind of things don't happen.
Right.
So-
And he's very something on the mic. He's very he didn't want to party. He didn't, she was like, "No, we're
But
going
he
to
enjoyed
celebrate."
himself,
Yes,
didn't he?
had a
Yeah.
great time. We were I really enjoyed myself just chilling. So it was really good. Melody, good morning, Melody.
A bling auntie.
Bling auntie. So yes. Oh, yes, he did. So, everything was beautiful. So we came home, and my daughter and my son-in-law were at home visiting. So they were there. So I ended the night really good with my babies there, except for my son who has a newborn. So he's like not stuck at home, but a newborn baby, you have to be home, stay
Time to
warm.
be a dad.
Yes. So they're figuring out how to be parents,
Mhm.
and I think they've got that down really good. My grandson is like almost 3 weeks old, and he's the most handsome baby in the world.
Well, the triplets are 23, and I still haven't figured out how to be a parent yet.
I
So
know.
if Mac and Kea have figured that out, more power
Yeah.
to them. But that's an evolving game right there.
Yes. So it was not you, SF. Okay, Sangha is a volleyball coach somewhere. Like he's a volleyball coach somewhere. So there you go. Then I just worked and had a good week, and did PBD work, and kind of like caught up on my emails because I've been behind but I'm done with the wedding, and my grandbaby is born, and he's safe, and my Kea is healthy. So yeah, that was my week.
That's your week.
That was my week.
Busy
How was
week.
yours? Yeah.
Busy week for me too. On Tuesday, Nicole and I went to Bakersfield
Oh, that's right.
to see a naturopathic doctor.
And what is a naturopathic doctor?
Naturopathic doctor, and actually it's really interesting because they're part of the normal healthcare system. They do natural remedies and a lot of supplementation. A lot of,
Is it like natural herbs?
Yeah. So yeah, like we got some a prescription, some supplementation and some advice to set up. So in my health journey on stage 4 cancer, that's where I'm, basically normal medicine, Western medicine saying never cancer free, because all it is right now we're trying to stop the growth of cancer in your body. This doctor he's very interested in how did cancer become that far advanced at such a young age when I think I was 45 or 46 when I was diagnosed. So we're setting up some testing, heavy metals testing for my blood to see if there's a high level of like lead or metals in my body to try to kind of backtrack a little bit. So it's a different approach than my traditional oncologist and I have right now. And the same with Nicole's recovery from her radiation.
Oh, yes.
Right. So in Nicole's case, she's trying to recover and get healthy from radiation, from the effects of radiation treatment. Myself, I'm trying to kind of work backwards with the cancer and figure out like where or why or how did it get triggered and what I can do. So this doctor has scheduled me for the heavy metals. It's an IV test, so I got to get hooked up, probably through my port, I would guess.
Yeah.
And that's in Paso Robles, so that's another long trip, but good trip. It gave us some time to, be together, be out and away from the house and all the normal stuff that, work and normal life has. So it was good to spend that time Bakersfield isn't the best place to be, but for the reason that I was there, I was happy I was there. And then, so Saturday, yesterday, I got my office completely done. It's 100% man cave now. And it's the first time that I've had everything hooked up, and I had the UFC 269 last night, and I locked myself in the room and just watched the fights and just hung out online. So it was a good time. I haven't done that in a long time. Usually I kind of have alternative methods to get the UFC. I'll leave that at quote alternative methods. It was nice just to not worry about the stream dying or refreshing or buffering or any of those kind of things. And there were 2 Pacifica fighters. One, Dan 50K Ige from Hawaii, came up short, lost in a decision in the prelims, and Tai Bam Bam Tuivasa,
Oh my God.
which I think he could change his name to Shui because they were talking about the shoey. If he won, the commentators were already saying, if Bam Bam wins, you're going to see the shoey. There were people in the crowd, and this is the magnetic charisma of like, how The Rock became so popular in professional wrestling. There were people in the crowd when he was finishing knocking the guy out, pulling their shoes off.
Oh, I've seen that.
It was like Stone Cold Steve Austin going to the turnbuckle and standing up in the corner and shouting out to the crowd and getting the beer and drinking the beer in the WWE. So there you see a picture of Bam Bam on top of the cage. He got up on the cage. They threw him a shoe. So not only do you drink from a shoe, you drink from a shoe that's not yours. So he sits up there. The crowd, somebody throws him a shoe, throws him a beer. He pours the beer into the shoe, and he drinks the beer out of the shoe, and Las Vegas goes absolutely nuts.
That's so gross.
So very cool to see, the Pacific Islander, the Samoan, got the biggest pop, the biggest roar from the crowd came after his fight. And then he was walking out, and as he was leaving and going back to the locker room, people were still trying to give him shoes and beers to drink, and the officials were trying to hurry him along to get him off the camera. But congratulations to Bam Bam.
Yeah.
He was in shape. He was in control.
Nice.
Showed much better strategy against the cage. I think his time at AKA in San Jose, where a lot of the Pacific Islander fighters that we've become connected with through JT Tenadora are at AKA. He's at AKA, and the training he's done there, he looks good. He looked very good. He looked under control.
He lost weight.
His gas tank was there.
Yeah.
He looked great. And then
really
when
good.
it was time to finish, the Pacific Islander in him takes over when it's time to finish. And then, it's just, it was a fun thing to see. So the PIs went 1-1 in UFC 269.
Nice.
And
he looks really, really good. Like,
look good. He looks happy.
I wonder, he shouted out his son. Did he just have a baby? Because that could do it.
I hadn't heard of a son before. I haven't heard of a child before.
So I'm thinking it's his son that, like, kids will do that to you. They will shoot you straight into getting your shit together real quick. So he looks healthy. He looks like he lost weight, and he looks strong. So, he looked
very polished. Like when they were against the cage and his work against the cage.
Right.
He knew like where his head was supposed to be and how to avoid getting taken. All those like technical things he's going to learn at AKA, he put into play, and man,
he looks good. And like you
That's
said,
4 in a row.
After he knocked that guy out, he normally would, if he punched somebody, he would have just kept going, and where the ref would have had to stop him. But he was, I don't know if he matured or if he just collected himself and just walked away and knew that he was done. But
kind of really a scary moment with the guy that he knocked out as a Brazilian guy. He was out for a few minutes.
Yeah. And his leg that we were watching the replay last night when we got home, his leg was like,
Gumby.
He fell, Gumby. And so I kind of was worried about his leg maybe being broken, but
that's where a lot of knee injuries happen. Everything just gets turned off.
All right.
So it's like a puppet with a marionette strings. You cut the strings, and however your legs are, your knee is, or whatever, he just gets turned off. But he was out against the side of the cage for a couple of minutes, and that's much longer. Usually the knockouts, you see him, they put him up on a stool and do the knockout protocol with them, but he was unconscious for a while. And that's not something you want to see. So congratulations to Bam Bam. He also had visa issues. I guess he hadn't been home, so I think that could be part of it. He was in Abu Dhabi. I'm not sure where he was from his last fight, but he hasn't been home yet. So I guess maybe you're not around what the normal things are, you might not do the normal things. You might just train. But I don't know whose shoe that is, but that shoe that you see on the screen now was seen by millions and millions of people. So congratulations to whoever threw your shoe up there.
Yeah, so gross. David Utuona said that is not sanitary. Yes, it is not sanitary if you're drinking out of a stranger's shoe.
It's not even, it'd be bad enough it's your own shoe, but it's some stranger threw his shoe over there.
How many how many days has he wore that pair of socks that he took his foot out of? That's how gross that. Even Yvette Monument is giving a gross green face on screen. So good morning, Yvette. Good morning, David. Good morning to my Maury who's checking in at SFO. She's working this morning. So thank you for tuning in. Also, our Cree Mawia with All My Usos is checking in on
Where's
Facebook.
Where's Cree now?
She's in the Bay Area.
Oh,
So there you go.
Okay. That's the game we're going to play every FICA show that she logs in. We're going to say, where is Cree? And it could be anywhere in the world.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you, David. I get grossed out all the time. Bam Bam does the shoey. Like I can't even watch.
There's worse. The shoeys in America are cleaned up. There's only beer in the shoe. When they do them in Australia, there's other things in the shoe that you don't want to know about.
No.
So that is actually, if there is such a thing as a sanitary shoey, that is what Bam Bam did last night because it was just beer.
Oof, so gross. Anyway, I know we got home last night from the dinner party and then the fight was on TV. And so I was like, oh, we get to watch it. But I knew that he won and I kind of blew it for everybody.
Because I texted Naki, I said, shoey.
And I was like,
so
ugh.
obviously, I guess Naki knew that Bam Bam had won if he was doing a shoey.
Right.
And this is how bad Naki thinks it is. She didn't even say, yay, Bam Bam won. She just said gross.
I know. It's very gross. But
so did you ruin it?
What's that?
Did you ruin it for them?
Yeah, I did. I was talking to one of my daughters and Mo and the other kids were watching it on TV and Mo was like, oh, Bam Bam's on. And I was like, oh yeah, he won. And then everybody's like,
spoiler.
So, oops, sorry. So yeah, it was a good fight. He looked really good, and so his Peta looks really good. Like
Peta looks good.
Yeah.
He looked good, and it's just nice to see a Pacific Islander leading the biggest crowd reaction of the night was Bam Bam sitting on top of the cage. That's 4 in a row for him.
Yeah.
He was unbeaten, then he lost a couple.
Yes.
Seems to have refocused himself 4 in a row with 4 knockouts. So really with that, we're looking at maybe 2 more wins and he's going to be in the title shot picture. So we hope he stays focused and continues his winning ways.
Yeah. I like to see PIs representing their culture with the Peta. I think the first person I seen was Tyson Pedro when he was fighting and his name is Tyson Pedro. So I was like, oh, when they announced his name.
But then you see him.
I seen him come into the ring and I was like, he's PI, so and the best bet in the MMA right now. So
Tyson Pedro trains with Bam Bam.
Mm-hmm.
They're both from Australia.
They have a podcast too. I don't know if it's still going on.
Half-Cast podcast.
Yes, there you go.
And they've had some big names on there. They've had Daniel Cormier. They've had Jorge Masvidal.
Nice.
I think they had Tyson. I'm not sure, but they've had some big names on that podcast.
Awesome.
Hopefully it's still going. It's funny to see the difference that they're both from Australia. They're boys. They hang out. They may even be related.
I think they're related.
But the shoey, Tyson Pedro
That's
draws
so
the line
gross.
at the shoey. He's like, I'm not participating in any of that. And Bam Bam's like, full on. That was a funny thing to hear. Daniel Cormier, former light heavyweight champion of the UFC, he's a commentator last night. He trains with Bam Bam. And he goes, Bam Bam is the funniest guy you've ever met out of the ring. Like you get him out of the ring.
Oh, yeah.
He's just funny, bigger than life. And he was talking about when the pandemic hit, a lot of the fighters went to the grocery store to get food.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, and people are getting rice and canned food and everything. And he goes, I've never seen somebody buy so much corned beef. Like there was like pounds and pounds of corned beef that Bam Bam was buying. And also, of course, Cormier had said, and get ready, Las Vegas, get ready the Strip, get ready Fremont, whatever. Bam Bam's going to be an absolute savage tonight. He won. He's going to be out there partying and having a good time.
Awesome.
So yeah, I mean, hopefully we see some pictures of that.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. So yeah, that was, so Melody is on and she's saying, is it with your going to Bakersfield, is it different than osteopathic doctor? Isn't that where you went?
I'm not sure. These are Nicole questions. It's his title is naturopathic doctor. So I don't know if he does osteotherapy as well. I'm not even sure what the difference is, but
yeah.
I have an oncologist, I have a primary, and I also have a naturopathic doctor that everything is supplementation. There's some smoothies that we make that you get all the greens and things that replace some of the things that happens when you take Western medicine, you take prescription medicine, there are side effects. So some of the things a naturopathic doctor would be give you natural supplementation to take care of the side effects from Western medicine. So I was never on a prescription drug ever. In prescriptions, I had none until I got cancer. Now I've got like 6. So with that comes some damage to the body, to my recovery system, to, your digestive system, all those kind of things. A naturopathic doctor can help you, supplement your body to deal with some of the medications that Western medicine has.
Awesome. I love that you find these alternative, ways to try to get cancer out of your system.
Yeah. So, there's a thought of, the stigma of being stage 4. A lot of times people are like, well, you're stage 4, and then you're basically hospice, or you're, you're kind of waiting for things to happen.
Not true.
It doesn't have to be true.
Right.
Right. And, that's one of the things you learn as in your journey with cancer, is that you got to make your life the way that you want it to be. So that's my responsibility. It's my responsibility to be happy, find things that make me happy. And I think that's why, in my journey, basically what I was told by my doctors was, you've got stage 4 cancer, so you've only got so many bullets in terms of medication and treatment to fire at it. And once you fire a bullet, it's gone, right? Then you got to move on to the next one. And there's only so many bullets to fire.
Right.
So when I took that into my mindset, I thought, well, I got to make each bullet count as much as possible. And really, I've had 2. I've had chemotherapy in 2015, and I've had hormone treatment since. So that's 2, and I've managed to make hormone treatment work for me for 6 years. And the thought was it was going to last about a year, 18 months, and I was going to move to the next bullet. Right. And then the next bullet and the next one. So right now I'm still on the same treatment or the same bullet per se that I was in 2015. And that's the path. That's awesome. Like, I want to make this one work before I pull out the next one. Yeah. I want to make this one work as much as possible. And I think the piece of that is always being active in my pursuit of finding the next thing. I think that gives me some mental strength, that I'm not just sitting there waiting for the numbers to change, and then some scan comes up some way, and then, oh no, I've got to do something else and move on to the next thing. So there's the spiritual piece of it, but then there's also, hopefully I get to, in my thought right now, hopefully I do find something out from that heavy metals test. Yeah. So I can start. Me too.
I think that's interesting though.
Figure out where it came from.
I think that's very interesting that he's taking that path. Like, who would have thought to check the metals in your blood system? So, right. And he's probably been doing this for years. So, yeah.
And a lot of the treatment it's just looking forward. It's like, well, you got cancer. So, then we're just going to move forward. We're not going to look backward. There are other people that are looking for a cure. I just got to figure out what works for me.
Yep. And so far, so good. So there you go.
So far, so good.
We've got, what is that? Years or many miles to run.
We got miles to go before we rest.
There you go.
And miles to go before we rest.
And who's that's a poem.
Edgar Allan Poe.
There you go. Look at me. I don't know. I wasn't in class that day. So are we going to go to a song, Mena?
We're going to go to a break.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we're going to talk about Essence of Mana. We're going to talk about some community events we have. Hopefully, we're going to talk about football. We're going to talk about the high school, the performance of Balboa High and some Bay Area schools. And we're going to do our community announcements. So that's on the back half. When you come back, we'll see you on that half.
Awesome. We'll be right back.
without you, baby. My joy is empty. The pillow you laid on has the smell of your head. I'm scared that one day, baby, might not be there. And that's just unfair. Tell me why, oh, why do you have to leave my side? Tell me why, oh, why did you have to say goodbye? Because I wasn't ready for the ride. It's been day after day since you left this world, babe. I've questioned God over and over again, asking why He couldn't take the both of us away. Instead, He took you only, and I cried, though I tried to be strong for our kids. I can feel the pain inside of him. Babe, my heart's not the only one broken. Tell me why, oh, why do you have to leave my side? Tell me why, oh, why did you have to say goodbye? Because I wasn't ready for the ride. Because I wasn't ready for the ride. Every time I go by your mom and dad's house, you're all they wanna talk about. Your siblings miss you too. Everybody misses you. Your cousin, aunties, uncles, nieces, and nephews. Your sons are trying hard to stay strong, searching for strength to carry on. But baby, they can't believe you're gone. Tell me why, oh, why do you have to leave my side?
It's that time of the year again, holiday season. And this year, it's more important than ever to keep our friends and family safe during this pandemic. We can now protect our children with youth vaccines for ages 5 through 11. This represents another turning point in our fight against COVID-19. So enjoy your holiday season. Stay social distancing, mask up, wash your hands, and be sure to get vaccinated. A message from the Southern California Pacific Islander COVID Response Team.
Attention all you adults. Get the COVID vaccine. As we get back to school, it's important that we mask up and vax up. We want to play with our friends. For more information, go to pacificislanderhealth.org. Give it a shot.
And we're back. You're listening to the Faika Broadcast. I am Naki. With me, as always, is Carl.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. That was that song is called "Why" by Sifa Tupa, featuring K Nova. It's his new song that is just came out this week. So go SoundCloud, go watch. The video is out now on YouTube. Go check it out. Sifa will be our guest tomorrow. And it's a song that he wrote about his wife. So we'll get the whole story tomorrow of why and when and everything that's going on in his life.
Look at you guys.
Yeah.
You and our producer lining it up, setting the table for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well done.
See?
Look at that.
Tomorrow. I love that song. So I've played it a million times already. And so I love the story behind it. I started, you'll hear everything tomorrow, but I started following him on TikTok. That's how.
TikTok
I
starts on
love
TikTok.
Everything starts on TikTok now. So yeah, that was why Sifa Tupa featuring K Nova. How about
TikTok
that?
to me still. Can I pet that dog?
Oh,
That's I heard that the other day and I was like, dang, I haven't heard that in a
long time.
minute, because TikTok, here today, gone tomorrow. With,
Right.
the voiceovers and the music or whatever.
Yeah.
That's ancient history on TikTok.
Yeah.
Things
so
move fast.
Everything moves fast. So Essence of Mana.
Oh, Essence of Mana. So I didn't know we were going to do that right now. I thought we were going to talk about football, but we'll talk about football after. Essence of Mana is offering free classes via Zoom. They're reaching out to our PI community. It doesn't matter where you live. You just got to be able to commit for the 12 weeks. For more info or to register, you can hit up Lulu Massina at 415-243-6328 or El Massina at healthright360.org. They also have Talanoa Tuesday every week at 7 p.m., hosted by Nani Wilson and Lulu Massina. Check out all their episodes on Essence of Mana's page. I missed this week because I was in Bakersfield. But yeah, it's a good thing is I can go back onto their page.
Yeah,
and watch.
If they had Salt on this week, and so this week, the group Salt is a Pacific Islander collaboration. They opened up this week. They had their grand opening, the ribbon cutting.
That's right, in San Francisco
ceremony in San Francisco for the Pacific Islander Resource Hut, which is freaking amazing. It's with oh my gosh, Spy and Ainga One and Living in Peace and San Francisco Tongans Rise Up and another collaboration. I'm sorry, but it's a great resource for Pacific Islander community in San Francisco. It's at 150 Executive in San Francisco, and that you can go there for any kind of resources that you need for geared towards Pacific Islanders, but not just, anybody really can go there. But I was so proud to see that on social media with Gaynor and Ana Mahina, who is with San Francisco Tongans Rise Up. So it's a really great week for the Bay Area to have another place for Pacific Islanders to go and get resources. So
yeah, and shout out to, I don't know if it's San Francisco or whatever public organization is supporting that, because having a physical place to go is important for Pacific Islanders, and maybe more important for Pacific Islanders than other groups, because we need to know where we can go, and it doesn't have to be all internet based and all that. That's good.
Yes.
But having places to go like SEDC and now like the Resource Hut, those are important. So whichever public entity, San Francisco County, San Francisco City, whatever the organization is that backed that as well, shout out to them, and then shout out to SALT for pushing the envelope and finding another building. There's, you and I had talked about that before. Is there space in not the community, but in the funding, and will the agencies respond to asking for more resources? And good for SALT. They made it happen.
Yeah. And the Pacific Islander community there is growing quickly. And so it's good to have choices. You have 2 spaces now. I'm sure there's more that you can go to. There's, Taulama in San Mateo. There's also PCRC with Sister Melissa Natane Jones. I mean, I love that we have so many resources, but I also love the name Pacific Islander Resource Hut. So I love it. Congratulations to SALT and the new building that they acquired to have resources for Pacific Islanders in all of the Bay Area.
We're gonna have to come down there and check y'all out soon.
I know. We should have them on soon so they can talk about everything about the PI Resource Hut. And there's other places in the Bay Area that you can go to, but this is added a new place. So
Yeah,
awesome.
probably a lot of those organizations like you're talking about, like Melissa's organization, Rams, all those kind of things. You're going to
Yes.
get information about those organizations at the
Yes.
resource hut.
Right.
So if you're wondering where there are the resources for PIs in San Jose,
Yes.
down the peninsula, in the East Bay, all those kind of things, as well as San Francisco, the people at the resource hut are going to be connected. They're hooked
Yeah.
up. So wherever you're at in the Bay Area and probably beyond, you're going to be able to get information to support there.
Yeah, so it's a huge week for the Bay Area for Pacific Islanders. So Pacific Islander Resource Hut, check them out. Go follow them on Facebook. Check out the new space, or reach out to one of the groups. Anna comes to mind because she was the last one I seen post about it. So, but she's with San Francisco Tongans Rise Up. So go follow them and like everyone's page, because good work is coming out of that building.
Awesome.
Yes. So congratulations to them. The first annual Pacific Feats Festival is happening Saturday, July 9th, 2022 at the Santa Clara County Fairgrounds, featuring various PI artists such as Fiji, Sammy J, Maoli Tanel, Analea Brown, and more artists are going to get added every week. If you'd like to be a vendor, please go to pacificfeatsfestival.com. You can also get your tickets at pacificfeatsfestival.eventbrite.com. Tickets are going on now. Please go get your tickets before the prices get raised, or as new artists start getting added to the show, I'm sure the tickets will go up. Right now they're $65, which is cheap for all the people that are going to be performing. If you'd like to be a vendor, please reach out to them. Follow them on all social media outlets. They will be coming to FICA. The whole Pacific Feats Festival team will be coming on, I believe, the 19th. So check out that show also if you want to learn everything about why it's happening, because we need it, but also what that team is doing and how they're bringing artists to the Bay Area for Pacific Islanders to have a day of just for us. How about that? So check them out. Check them out. It's a good thing. I'm looking forward to it. July 9th. PBD will be there. Family members will be there because they got it for Christmas. They ain't watching. So, they ain't watching. So, I got my tickets at the Black Friday sale. So if you didn't, you missed out, but they're still at a good price, $65. Go get your tickets.
Did you get all your Fab Five? Are you done shopping, or you still got shopping to do?
I have shopping. I didn't even start. Like, that was like one of the gifts that they all got, but I'm at a loss because I don't know what to. They're all adults. All my kids are adults. I have a 13-year-old, but I already know what I'm getting her. Like, she's easy. But everybody else has different personality and different likes, and so
I'm doing the
cash for everybody.
the shopping, and money is always an option.
Yes.
We always give the triplets the option for is it X, or if you want to get something. So we're I have a triplet in the room, so I'm not going to talk too much about it.
Yes.
But 3's hard. 5, I can imagine.
Yeah. No, and it's not. It's 7.
7.
It's 7. I have a son-in-law and I have a daughter-in-law, and then I have my 2 grand fur babies, Sunga and Georgia, and then I have my grandson who is the king of the world this year. King Leo is going to get the world. He's going to not want for anything for the rest of his life. So
grandparenting starts now.
Yeah. And also, Mac has 4 sisters and Kea has 2 sisters. And so Leo's covered. So yeah. So that I haven't started any Christmas shopping, and that so far that's all I got was the Pacific Feats Festival tickets for everyone. So there you
get
go.
a ticket. You get a ticket.
You get a ticket, and
Everyone
you get a
gets
ticket. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be, July is always warm, so hopefully we'll get a golf cart. Hint. So that's me.
That's you.
Yeah. Football. What's going on?
So Balboa locked down, I think it's first CIF state championship ever.
That's awesome.
They smashed Taft, Woodland Hills, 43-zip. And I think the quarterback threw for three touchdowns, Ben Norori. And big day for San Francisco high school football. Sarah High down on the peninsula went down and played Mater Day.
Ooh,
Came
they
up
lost,
short.
though,
Came up short, but hey, playing in a state championship game.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of schools that didn't get to play in that game. There's only two, and only one's going to win. So congratulations to Sarah for having a great year, and then especially Balboa locking up the state championship and bringing it home.
That's Mo's old high school.
That's right. He's an alumni from Balboa.
Yeah, he's an alumni. He's like everyone that goes to Balboa High School. Whenever they run into each other, it's like I don't know what it is with that high school, but they start singing their song, Hamina. BA, BA, BA. I'm like, and everybody knows this song. I'm like, did everybody go to this school? Because every time we run into, and it's been a minute since Mo's been in high school. So, and they still remember the song. So yeah, big shout out to the Buccaneers for that championship. So congratulations. I know that, what is that school that Jordan goes to? They just won Sacred Heart. They just won state championship too. So congratulations to our Jordan who plays football for that team. They posted this morning that they won. So and City won state. That's right. City College of San Francisco won state. So the Bay Area is doing
on the
good.
Team, I think.
Do they?
College of San Francisco heads to state championship inspired by team's first deaf player.
Nice.
And Kalel Alicia Arambolis plays running back and special teams for the Rams. He was born with a congenital deafness. He is the Rams' first deaf player.
Very nice.
But for him, he's just playing the sport he loves.
Awesome. Congratulations to all the Bay Area teams, San Francisco Bay Area. Congratulations to all the PIs that were on the team too. I think it's a great accomplishment and they did good. I mean, that's all I seen lit up on my news feed was all the Bay Area teams that won this weekend. So big shout out to them. David says, I usually give my older nieces and nephews cash, but the only stipulation is that they have to spend their money on gifts for one of their siblings. Oh, that's a good one.
I like it.
Yeah, that wouldn't go with my kids.
I don't know if the triplets are going to like that if I implement it, but that is... looking over at 9.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That also teaches them the gift of giving.
It does.
Oh, look at that's not my kids wouldn't go for that though. They'd be like, "What? I got a what?" No.
What kind of gift is that?
Yeah. So congratulations to all the teams in the Bay Area this week who won all the state championships and who actually got to go to the game and it came up short a little bit. But dang it, look at you. You made it to the championship. That's very good. Very, very good.
You're talking about Sarah?
Yes.
Yeah. Mater Day is like, that's a national.
Yes.
Like they were saying there was, they may have won. They may have won the national championship because they crown a national champion, even though there's not like a national championship playoff. But Mater Day is one of those teams in the discussion of best team in the nation, not just California.
Yeah.
So no shame in losing to them.
Yeah. So what else we got? Pacific Islander together, they're having their annual Christmas toy giveaway, Winter Wonderland, and it's at Bayshore Elementary School, December 18th, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It is a drive-through because of COVID. They usually have
that's a really cool event.
Yes, yeah. They usually have a big event at Bayshore Elementary School where you go in and they've got the toys divided into age group. They have performances by like SEDC, PIYA, and so this year, because of COVID, and now there's a new, what is it? Whatever that is, the new
variant.
There you go. It's a drive-through, so get there early. You can register on their website. So go to Pacific Islanders Together's Instagram and get your child registered. Again, it's a drive-through, so you want to get there early because the line will be super long, super long. And we used to go every year before the before the pandemic, and they do a really great job.
All of Pitt's events are just the Shine Day. Like they're just all their events are feel good community days where
Yeah.
people get to hang out, see each other, give
Mhm.
each other hugs. If there's food, there's always Pacific Islander vendors
Yeah.
and
Raina and her crew do a really
Yeah.
great job. And we went to the San Mateo County Fair this year where they were having their festival, Pacific Islander Day, put on by Pitt, and Cisco was the host, and just a lot of PI groups were performing. They had vendors, and that's usually happening in the summer, usually in June or July, and they make an announcement, but they do a really great job. So big shout out to Pacific Islanders Together. Phil Alapati is on that board, who is with Feel Good Cuts. So the our community is pretty badass. Pretty badass. So tomorrow we have no Koviki Talk. We'll be having Sifa Tupa coming on and talking about his new song that's out that he wrote about his wife who passed on recently. So we'll be talking to him, possibly showing his new video, talking about his new song and what he's up to. Wednesday at 10 a.m. we are on Island City. So you want to download the Dash Radio app at 10 a.m. and search Island City and you'll find us. They have Coach V, Big Goose Radio. They have tons and tons of great PI podcasts on there. So go check them out. Brother Q and DJ Green do a great job over there. And so, yeah, we're encouraging you this holiday season to shop Pacifica. There's Levasa Apparel. There's Three Birds Artistry, which I love their earrings, their jewelry. Bling Auntie, who supplied my jewelry for my daughter's wedding. Thank you very much. Tons and tons of Big Oos Radio has their merch. You could get, who else? Island City has merch. Oh my gosh, I'm going black. Fatma Malu Designs. Please go on to Amazon and search. We encourage you big time. Shop Pacifica. We also encourage you to listen Pacifica again. I shouted out Island City, Big Oos. I don't know, Afro Tane, who has a great podcast. I'm not sure if Helavella is still on, but I listen to them, and so there's tons and tons and tons FTM session, with Nephew Allen. So check out your Pacifica podcast. Shop Pacifica this holiday season before you go to Nike, before you go to Target, go there first. So I think we are done for this Sunday. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Well, I'll let you know. I'll let you know what's how we get off of work. But yeah, thank you for tuning in this morning. Have a great week. Be safe and come back to FICO with us.
Love y'all.